So my daughter and I, she was a year and a half, and we moved to Colorado, and that was in April 1999. And I'm working, and I'm living the life as a single mom, and dealing with all the stresses of that. And I started college. And after about 2 years, I went to community college first for 2 years, and then I started having problems with sleep, and I was having what I would definitely call normal anxiety based on intense levels of stress. So I saw a counselor, and she referred me to a nurse practitioner. And I said to him, it's hard for me to sleep. I've got a lot going on, and life is really stressful. And I don't know if there's, is there any kind of help available for someone like me in my situation? And I told him, I said, and if you want to put me on a med, just make sure it's not addictive. I mean, whatever you do, do not put me on any addictive drug. And he said, yeah, okay, we have something. And he gave me Ativan. And again, I'm going to do what he says. So I take Ativan for every night. It was for sleep. And after about a month of being on Ativan, I went back to him and I said, I don't really understand this, but I feel like I might be addicted to this. Something doesn't feel right, and I don't understand it, but do you have something else? And he said, why, yes. And then he gave me Xanax. And I'm starting to feel really funny on these meds, And I had no idea, honestly, that I was taking a benzodiazepine. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what that meant. I'd never heard that term before. I didn't know that essentially what I was taking was Valium. If I had any idea that I would have never started these meds, ever. So Ativan to Xanax, and my anxiety is getting worse, which I thought was kind of interesting. Here I'm taking something that's supposed to help my anxiety disorder, and I'm feeling more anxiety than ever. Like a sense of almost like losing control. It's hard to describe. He would take me down in dose at times. He would take me up in dose. He switched me from one benzo to another and back on it. Ended up on Klonopin. So I was switched from, 3 different benzos, at least 3, maybe 4, over the span of about 3.5 to 4 years. Over time, as I was on benzos, all the different kinds, and switched around, my anxiety was getting way worse. I remember being in class in college and losing my connection to other people and feeling very strange, like, okay, I know I'm sitting in this room with people around me, but why don't I feel like I'm here? And I don't feel connected to people. I hear what the professor is saying, but why does he seem so far away? And so the derealization was starting to kick in. And then over time, I started to lose even a sense of feeling connected to myself. And the most tragic of all symptom that was developing was I was losing my connection to my daughter. When I found out I was pregnant, and all during my pregnancy with my daughter, I felt bonded to her. I felt in love with her. And I couldn't wait for her to come into the world and start a life together with her. And now I've been on benzos for a while and I'm starting to lose that. Why don't I feel much of anything towards my own child? Where is this going? Where did it go? So my feelings, and not just towards her, but, towards much of anything in life and people I knew, that I knew I cared about them, and my desire to enjoy life, was starting to slip away, and I was starting to lose my short-term and long-term memory. I was starting to not be able to concentrate as well as I could before, and process information, comprehend information as it was coming in. It was getting harder. I was straining more. Reading was becoming more difficult. And even my speech and talking with people was becoming different. After I was on benzos for about 2 years, I thought, surely I don't need to take this to go to sleep. I want to be able to just go to sleep. Why do I need to be on these pills to do that? It seems like it's been long enough, And so I was like, okay, well then I'm not going to take it. So I laid down in bed, getting ready to go to sleep. I shut my eyes, and my heart just started pounding and pounding and pounding and jumping. I swore it was going to jump out of my chest. And I was just like, whoa, I'm going to have a heart attack. And then I jumped out of bed and I ran into the bathroom and I took the pill, and I thought, all right then, I guess I'm just going to have to be on it for the rest of my life.